Hey guys, today we're going to show you how to remove or delete images in Docker. We- we're going to start out by checking what images we have on this system. So you can say Docker images, and you see we have a few of them here. Not all of these are in use, so we're going to show you how you can work with that too. And a couple of these are dangling images. So let's go ahead and get started by actually one quick thing I wanted to show you. You can do a -f dangling equals true if you want to check only which images are dangling images. You want to show just the dangling images, you can specify that right there. So otherwise just Docker images to show what images you have. Now if you want to remove an image, you can say Docker image remove, and this isn't the only way. We're going to show you another way to do this too. But you can remove an image by name. So let's say we want to get rid of MySQL. You can specify the name of the image right here and remove it. So if we check Docker images again, MySQL's gone. Now let's say if we want to remove MariaDB, but instead of removing it by the repository name, we're going to go ahead and remove it by image ID. You can do the same thing, but you can specify the image ID and remove that. So now when we check Docker images, MariaDB is also gone. So another way you can remove images, instead of saying Docker image remove, you can just say Docker RMI. And then you can either specify the image ID or the repository name. So let's say we want to get rid of HTTPD. So just Docker RMI HTTPD instead of Docker image remove, right? So remove that, and now we've gotten rid of HTTPD. So there we go, that's all gone. Now you can see we still have a few here, and not all of these are being used. So if you want to remove these dangling images, you can say Docker image prune, just prune, will get rid of dangling images. Now this will remove all dangling images. Do you want to continue? Yes. So there we go, reclaimed no space, right? But we've noticed there's still one dangling there were two dangling images. Even though we said yes, we removed one dangling image, and the other dangling image is still there. So there's a reason for that. Docker ps-a. So notice that we have so notice this image here ends with the E53. Notice this is being used by this guy right here. So this container, Blissful Da Vinci, is using this image right here, but it doesn't have the image name, it just has the ID. And so I actually had created a new build of this image, which is this. This is the new build, so it's tagged with the repository name, and this old build no longer has the repository name, but this old build was still in use by a container, so it's still sitting there. So it's a dangling image that we weren't able to remove in this case. So the other thing you can do, you can say Docker image prune, and if you add a -a, this is going to remove all images that aren't referenced by a container. So just Docker image prune removes all dangling images. Docker image prune -a removes anything not in use by a container. So let's prune that. We're going to just say yes, and we see it removed a fair amount of stuff. So let's check Docker images. Notice we only have that one dangling image and Ubuntu. Those are the only two remaining images. So all of these up here, like Fedora, Nginx, Alpine, those were not in use. And even this new build that I created, my image, that was not in use, so that got wiped out. So that's basically how that works. Docker image prune -a. Now, let's see, so that could remove an image that you built that you wanted, but just happened to not be in use by a container. So you want to be careful with that and pay attention to what you're doing. Now, let's say if you want to delete all images, you can say Docker RMI, and just to specify all images, we're going to use like a sub command here. We're going to say Docker images dash A dash Q, and this is going to basically saying Docker images dash A dash Q is basically going to output a list of all the container IDs for every container on the system, and it's going to, so we're going to use that to generate that list. Then, enclosing it in this $ parentheses is going to that's basically going to pass that list of container IDs to Docker RMI, and or sorry, not container IDs, but image IDs. It's going to pass that. This is going to get a list of image IDs, and it's going to pass that list of image IDs to Docker RMI. So let's give that a shot. And we see we were unable to delete 2 of them because they're in use. So let's see here. Docker images. Now I think we could probably force this, but I'm not going to. Docker ps-a. So dash docker rm-f, and let's just say there we go. We can remove all of our containers. So Docker R, this is kind of getting off track here, but yeah, rm-f, and the -f will, because normally if you remove a container, you can't do it if it's up and running. So instead of stopping them first, I just use a -f. So that stops them and removes them, and that basically Docker ps-a-q gives me a list of all the Docker container IDs. So pass that to this, and it basically just shuts down all the containers. So now if we do a Docker ps-a, no running containers, but we still have our images. So now we can go back and run that command that we ran before, Docker RMI, and pass that list of images here. And this should get rid of, there we go, that deleted the rest of the images. So the remaining 2 images are removed. So there you go. Now let's say if we want to just give this another try real quick. Docker pull ubuntu just pull a few of these in. So we're going to pull Alpine, Ubuntu, Nginx, and let's do just one more for good measure. Even though this does take it takes a little while. It's not too long, but it's probably more than I'd want to wait for a demo like this. But let's just do it anyways. So almost there, just a few more to go, and there we go. Now we can see Docker images. We have 4 images. None of them are in use, so we have no running containers. So we're going to go ahead and run Docker RMI, and basically we're going to just remove all of these images in one shot. So run that, deleted all of them, right? So Docker images, all your images are gone. That's how you can wipe out all images and start with a clean slate. And that's about everything I wanted to show you about removing or deleting Docker images today. All right, so hopefully you found this video useful, and you might want to give me a thumbs up. Also, you want to hit that subscribe button because we have a lot more videos like this, and we have a ton of other great tech-related content. We cover a wide variety of things, everything from like Linux to servers, hardware, software, electronics, Raspberry Pis, 3D printing, cryptocurrencies, Linux, Windows, Mac OS, all sorts of great stuff you're not going to want to miss out on. Robots, programming, coding, all that sort of great stuff. Anything DevOps or software developer related, a lot of Linux stuff. So if you don't want to miss out on that stuff and you want your YouTube feed to be all that much better, definitely hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the great content we have coming up after this. You might want to also check out some of our existing content too. Also, hit the little bell icon, otherwise YouTube won't let you know when we do come out with new videos and you don't want to miss out on those. And also leave a comment down below if you know something that I don't know, or if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, anything you want to say, not just for me but for the next person who watches this video. Definitely leave a comment down below. And that is about it for today. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on that next video.